second largest win in Game 1 in franchise postseason history for them. And just how important was Saturday's result in his postseason career. LeBron James's teams have a series record of 29-2 when winning Game 1, including 20 straight series wins. On the other hand, teams that take Game 1 against LeBron have won the series nearly half the time, including 3 straight series wins. By the way, we're waiting on LeBron and Luka. We're going to hear from them shortly.
Right now, though, we're going to hear from Naz Reid, new on SportsCenter.
I mean, I kind of just try to think, you can have an up and down season, but playoffs is got to bring your best basketball. So that's kind of just what I thought tonight. Obviously, series not over. It's only the first game, but I think we got to all, as a group, bring the same energy we brought tonight to the game Tuesday.
Naz, how have you seen Jaden's offensive game evolve in your guys' time together?
I always say this. I mean, I haven't really seen it evolve. He's always had it. Like, you guys, kind of new to you guys. So I've been in the gym with him for years, and I would say it's a good thing and a blessing for him. Him to be able to bring that out and showcase that and have an effect on the game each and every way and facet. I mean, he can score the ball, he can rebound, he can defend, he can pick up 94 feet, whatever you want him to do, he can do. So it's kind of like I said, just being able to see him, do it on the court, and grow from year 1 to year 5.
Coach was saying that you were very vocal at halftime. Just what were you feeling as you went into the locker room? What were you trying to convey to the team to come out of it strong?
Just some of the reads that we was able to make on the offensive end. Going into the second half, I was telling my teammates on how we could space the floor to hurt them, and we did that in the third, coming right out, and that's how we got that big lead, spacing the floor the right way. Because, they tilt the floor heavy on me and Julius, so just being able to make the right reads all throughout the night.
Julius, what do you think kind of flipped this game, or maybe 1 or 2 things you guys did in that second quarter, third quarter that kind of turned the game on its head for you guys?
I think it was really just our defense. Like, obviously, Luka, he got off to the hot start, hit a couple threes. But once we were able to slow them down and really defend, we blew the game open, was able to get in transition a little bit, and then offensively, exactly what Ed said, they tried to tilt the floor, so we just got to make the right plays.
And Naz was just talking about your leadership, and he said you would think that you were 30 years old at times with the way you lead in the locker room. Where are you at with that at this point in your career, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, in terms of communicating with your teammates on that level?
Just knowing. I mean, it's 15 grown men in the locker room, and knowing how to. Everybody got emotions. Knowing how to talk to everybody. Everybody can't. You can't. Deliver a message the same way to 1 through 15. You know what I'm saying? So some guys I gotta talk to, pull them to the side. Some guys I can cuss at them. Some guys I gotta, just different ways, man. And I think not being afraid of doing that. I think that's the main thing. I stepped into that role, and my teammates trust me and they listen. So it's a privilege to have guys like that.
And you talked this week during practice about a couple of ideas of how they might guard you or guard you guys as a team. How did what you were kind of picturing versus what they threw at you, how'd that look?
It was similar. It was similar to Phoenix, but I will say they. I'm not gonna give out the game plan, but yeah, it was similar to Phoenix.
Julius, for you too, like offensively reading where your offense was going to come from as a scorer and playmaker, how did that settle in over the course of the game?
It was good. It was good. Second half was better. I think just for myself, I had just way too many turnovers, and I think as well as we played for myself individually, I feel like that's where I can clean up. But it was good. It was just finding open spaces on the floor. We knew how they were going to defend us defensively, so I knew when Ant had the ball where to be, and he did a great job. He had like 8 or 9 assists, tonight, and that's what facts, and that's what Coach said he needed. At the beginning of when we were preparing, beginning of the week, he was saying we need you guys to have 8 or 9 assists, and Ant did exactly that. So for me, I worked extremely hard on my catch and shoot, and Ant trusts me, and he finding me, and I'm just gonna knock it down, take it every time.
And what'd you learn about your team tonight?
We got a great group of guys, but it wasn't tonight. I learned that in training camp. It just takes a minute for us to gel. It was a new team, so yeah, it just took a minute for us to figure each other out, and I feel like now we're rolling.
For and Julius, for the Lakers side of things, they said that they felt your guys' physicality and thought that was a major factor in the game. Coming into the series, how was that a point of emphasis for you guys to kind of establish that? And, you know, obviously there's referees involved too, so how do you know the line that you can kind of push it to without getting on the bench?
Great question. How many free throws they shot, Drew? How do I find that?
16,
How many we shot?
11.
Okay. No answer.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
No answer, yeah.
You just got to keep playing, man.
Yeah, just got to play through it, man.
Yeah,
You know,
just keep
just
playing.
try to be as physical as possible. I mean, the main thing for us was we didn't want them to get in the bonus early, because you know now everybody gets into a rhythm. You see a couple free throws go in. Luka gets into a rhythm. Bron gets into a rhythm. All 5 of those guys. So that was the main thing. We wanted to keep them out of the bonus early in the quarter, and I think we did a good job of that in the second half.
How did you stay locked in and do that, especially in an atmosphere like this, and especially when Luka got that big half-court shot?
I wasn't out there for the half-court shot, but I mean, in an atmosphere like this, it's easy. It's easy for me, man. I've played in Denver, man. Denver is a tough place to play in on the road, so I mean, it was nothing.
And was it a little knee or?
All right, new on SportsCenter, LeBron.
LeBron, you've been through more game ones than anybody. What after a game like this, you know, where it's a big score line at home, what's the kind of the proper way to try and respond from that mentally, physically, and all of it?
Well, obviously, we got to do a better job of controlling the controllables, and I don't think we did a good enough job after the first quarter. You know, once they blitzed us in that second quarter, 38-20. But, you know, giving up 21 threes, giving up 20-plus fast break points, second chance points, those are some of the things that we can control. You know, obviously the three-point shooting, we know they have a lot of lasers. They have a lot of guys that can shoot from the perimeter. So we got to do a better job of closing the bodies and getting out on shooters. So, you know, we'll get back in the film room tomorrow, look at the things that we did well, some of the things that we didn't do so well, and continue the game plan for game 2. We have a couple of days to prepare.
LeBron, both AR and JJ mentioned that they felt like one of the factors tonight was the physicality being something that maybe caught you guys early on in the game. Were there any things that you saw that gave you belief that you figured out how to counter that as the game went on that you can take into game 2?
Well, definitely. I mean, no, you know, when you play in a Minnesota team, they're going to be physical. That's what they bring to the table. So, you know, maybe it took us one playoff game to now get a feel for it and know what the type of intensity, the type of physicality that's going to be brought to the game. But that's just the way they play. So we should be more than prepared for that on Tuesday night.
LeBron, obviously you guys are going to meet game 2 with a sense of urgency, but what's sort of the right approach to a game 2 when you're down 0-1 in terms of still being calm and understanding kind of the big picture of things while also knowing that it's obviously an incredibly important game?
No, we understand that. I mean, you know, they took home court from us tonight, you know, as far as the series. But, you know, we have an opportunity to even the series out on Tuesday, and we have to play a much better game than we did today. Like I said, we have to control the controllables, and if we do that, we're going to give ourselves a much better chance to win than we did tonight.
You mentioned one of the first answers there, the Timberwolves 20-plus fast break points is a key factor. How much of that did you see as a result of just you guys missing, you know, shots close to the rim and near the rim and them running out just from there?
No, we did a great job later on. You know, I mean, throughout the whole season, we did a great job of not allowing teams to get, you know, fast break point after fast break point after fast break point. I mean, like I said, those guys are 10 for 15 and 25 points on the fast break. You know, we already know offensively how dangerous they are. You know, so when you're giving teams an opportunity to get those easy points, you know, it's going to be hard to make that up. I mean, we only had 6 ourselves, so that we got outscored by 19 in that race. So, you know, those are things that we control by getting back, setting our defense, making them score against our half-court defense.
LeBron, you guys closed the third on a 17-6 run and then carried that over into the first few minutes fourth. What did you see during that stretch of like 6-7 minutes that you feel like you could take in a game?
We met the intensity, what they were bringing to the table. We met the physicality with physicality, and started to get up into them. You know, allowed us to get some turnovers, allowed us to get some extra possessions.
and it allowed us to get back into the game. So, like I said, sometimes it takes a quarter